So now these HSBC PMI numbers have just come out, and they do not look so good for China. I think it's 48.7, which, for those who don't know, PMI means that it's going to be, the economy is contracting, the activity is contracting, according to businesses surveyed by HSBC.
Yeah.
Isn't it time that authorities do a little bit more to try to ease this slowdown? It's clear that China is definitely slowing down.
I don't think there is any reason for Beijing to be panicked right now. Because if you look at the jobs data, it has been held quite stable at 4% for the last almost 2 years.
So the jobs data is holding up despite the fact the economy is slowing down as sharply as it is?
Yes, that's because China's demographics is changing.
Right.
Next year, we probably wouldn't have any increase in the working population increase. So that means China's GDP doesn't have to grow as fast as before to absorb the new job seekers coming to the market.
Ah, okay. Right. So before they had to grow very, very fast because they had a younger population. Now the population is getting older. The economy can actually take a break.
Before, they need 8% to be able to absorb 8 million new migrant workers. Now it's not the case anymore because those migrant workers, also as China get richer, they prefer to stay closer to their family instead of touring away in a factory miles away and they get to see their family. So that's sort of the middle income trap, right? Once you get richer, you try less hard.
I guess so, yeah. So then we can't expect any kind of rate cuts or any kind of major stimulus out of China then?
Yes, there is increasing consensus inside China that Beijing has overdone it in 2008-2009 period when they introduced that 4 trillion yuan big stimulus. Now China is actually still reeling from the overmass of that. Asset prices are still very high. Housing prices are not really falling. Actually, 20% of cities have seen increase in housing prices in the latest survey.
I thought prices were falling across the board for housing.
Well, only 80% of the cities. So
80%, that's an awfully large majority.
Yeah, but overall, you see how much they are falling. It's only for homes in really far away places. So people are holding on because leverage is low. There is no reason for them to sell. But the problem is there is a danger if asset bubble gets out of control. So the pain of rewinding all those excesses will be even more bigger. So the
bigger if they were to keep on pushing stimulus and investment.
Yes, especially if they introduce another stimulus.
Right.
So,
but isn't the pressure on leaders? I mean, it's easy to say, you know, the economy is changing, and so we can tolerate slower growth. But we all know that politicians and leaders don't generally think this way. They usually think in terms of more, better, faster all the time.
Yeah.
And there's going to be powerful vested interest in China, the state-owned enterprises and the banks and provincial authorities that are going to be very, very anxious about what's going to happen. I mean, this is going to be painful for a lot of people.
You're right about that. That's why we hear Wen Jiabao recently said, oh, we should still push key infrastructure projects and stability is so important. But he's an outgoing leader. More important to watch is who's going to come in. He doesn't want to inherit a big bubble on his hand. So he will probably try to calm things down before he gets to run the country.
So they're willing to take some short-term pain for a longer-term, more balanced economy?
They really should. And currently, China's current problems needs reforms. And they should focus on things that are not really money.
Okay.